woke up this morning and it said 0% chance of rain. And then it said, it was like 30% chance at 11. 11 rolled around, and then it was like, there's a 90% chance at noon. And now it just seems like there's no end in sight. And it's not dumping, but man, it's wet. It's coming down. And it's gonna be slippery out there.
You can see some of the pouring going on down the bottom of the hill. Got to navigate around the roundabout, and of course a lot of the action happens up the hill on the way back up the second half of the lap. So a lot of places to check out.
This is so stupid. I'm not ready. All right, we made it. We made it to day 30. A light sprinkle. It's wet, but we're gonna race. There I am on the right-hand side, the white helmet and the red jersey. Here we are in the first-person view. Let's get right into it. I sequestered myself in a basement to finally get this video done. It has been very challenging trying to find the time to put this up. But here we are going into the first lap of the Volunteer Park Men's 35 Plus Category 1, 2, 3 bike race criterium. This is the 56th edition of the Volunteer Park Crit, I think. Yeah, so anyway, I decided to do the Masters race. This is my first Masters road race, and the 40 minutes just sounded way more appealing than 70 minutes. And frankly, I think that my fitness is more in line with this kind of effort. So we're about halfway through the lap. I, of course, did not add a map. Probably should have, but we are now going up the little kicker. So I'll run you through the course here in the next lap. Let's talk about the riders in this race. So in front of me, I got Taco Time. These guys are awesome. They put on this race. In that white jersey over there to the left with the stripes, that's 10 Speed Hero. They have some strong riders. And then these green guys here, that's Fount, a very accomplished team. And those were the big teams I was kind of keeping an eye on. Those were the ones with numbers. And then there was a couple of other riders that I knew were super strong, but they were free agents. Here's Expeditors here on the left. I think that was just, again, a single rider. So, yeah, anyway, I got one teammate up there, Martin in the red. He's up near the front doing what he should do. So the lap starts out on that flat section. We go around that water tower, and now here we are going down into, I think it takes up about a fourth of the ride. You got this rider zooming up here. I was like a cat being held over water in this. It was frightening to me. I was already kind of nervous. Well, I wasn't really nervous, but I was already cautious going into a crit. I haven't raced road in like 3 years, and this definitely kind of freaked me out. But yeah, the rain added to my concerns, we'll say. But I just went out there and did it. Just get on the start line and get going, and it turned out okay. I'm here talking to you now. So there's my teammate Martin on the front. He was throwing in here to get ready for Baker City, which is the weekend after. And I feel kind of badly having him on the front. Like, dude shouldn't have to do all the work, right? I'll get up here and relieve him. So here we are, 2 or 3 laps in. We've raced for like 3 minutes, and I think, yeah, this is a good idea. Let's get on the front and let's put out an effort so hard that I likely won't recover. Here we are from another angle. This is my wife filming, going around the water tower. And the nice thing about being on the front is you can take your own line. I don't even know what's going on. All right, so resuming back where we were. Let's see if we can see her filming here. We're going around the water tower. Lots of water. Oh, there she is. Barely see her. Okay, so we get into this section, and my heart rate is 170, which is like, you know, which is getting up there for me. I'm coasting. I'm thinking that I'm doing pretty well. I really didn't want to slide out here. That was probably my main concern. And taking it here corner to corner. I thought I was cooking pretty well. I mean, we're going 30 miles per hour here in this, by the bottom of the turn. And I think the other riders thought otherwise, because we're about to have a fountain rider pass me. There we go. Okay, so I just kind of cooked myself. That was stupid. This was very, very early in the race. I kind of just wanted to get in a lap and see what it felt like. But I'm trying to slot in now. I'm like, okay, cool, you know, and like catching my breath, doing 600, 700 watts. Okay, where can I slot in? I'll slot in right here. Nope. It's an endless train. And I'm thinking, okay, well, here we go. Finally, I'm getting in here. Nope. Okay, I can see it's starting to get kind of too abreast, so I know it's probably going to slow down a little bit. And here we are going into this water tower turn again, and I'm feeling okay. That hurt. I should probably be closer to the wheel in front of me, but I'm still a little nervous here. I'm going to keep a little bit of distance. I think that would be... Now see, this is getting dangerous because they're starting to get a little gap, and it's probably a third of the field in front of me. So 2/3 of the field is behind me. My teammate isn't up there. I need to close this gap. Oof, man, it's like that turn right at the bottom when you're at max speed. And this guy over here on the left is feeling way more risky than I am. I felt like this was an area that I could definitely lose the race, but not one where I could win. This kicker is a key point. Okay, so here we are coming up this kicker. It's longer than you think. You feel fast going into it because you got all that momentum from the downhill, and then it just kind of keeps going. There's a right-hand turn here, and then this whole section is a false flat. Okay, it seems like it's gonna ease up, but it's still tough. So I'm just kind of trying to bide my watts and close these little gaps that I'm that I'm also opening as easily as I can. And this starts to get interesting here. So we're going into this water tower section, and I'm just basically focused on trying to stay with the pack at this point, right? I'm not really thinking about anything else. I just want to stay connected and take this at a pace that is both comfortable and fast enough to stay in the race. I got a little gap forming. I just didn't feel comfortable being that close. And then boom, this happens. So if I go back and look in retrospect, this rider in front of me was doing some weaving stuff here around the water tower. I don't know if there was like a bike issue or what. And then right here, went for that pass. And I think what happened is there's a water drain, and it was like right before the water drain where he kind of tried to move out of the way real quick and maybe hit the front brake. You never like to see that happen. I think it was just unlucky. I mean, yeah, trying to get around that outside. You can see they marked that water drain. I think what happened is he was going around, saw it, and hesitated. So we're gonna fast forward a bit here. Basically, what happened is I lost more of my nerve, and I feel badly for the people that are behind me here because I basically just let this gap open up, and then everyone's got to go back up, and I'm like, okay, thank God I can still try to get on. But I just I don't know. I feel like I lost my nerve, and people are slowing up, so I'm able to kind of stick on here. But every time we get around that water tower, which should be the easiest section, I'm thinking, no, I'll close it up on, on the uphill section, So I'm leaving like a bike length or two, and then here I think this rider maybe was feeling the same and just kind of let a little bit of a gap form, and so I try to get back up there, and eventually I realized like, oh, I'm off the back now, and this is not where you want to be. And I'll talk about this at the end of the video, but I feel like there's a couple factors that led to me getting blown off the back like this. This is not the end of me, but this is not fun. So heading down this hill, I am not gaining on the group whatsoever. And then I'm putting in like these 400-watt digs up the hill, turning the corner and having to continue. I think I was like making up a half a second every lap once I realized that I'd fallen off this far. And I don't know if it was because, I don't know what it was, but I let this gap form, and they were so close. And this is the most painful spot to be. I'm sorry the GoPro isn't very good. It had water all over it. I had other things in my mind. So like here, I like almost catch them. I almost catch. And there were some people on the sidelines cheering for red, which is me just sucking here on the back. But eventually I just decided, you know what, there's no way I'm going to catch them unless I just put in a sprint effort, which I was trying to avoid doing because I feel like I did not have the energy to do that. Burning this long match is something I can do, but trying to get those short, sharp efforts just crushes me. So here I am going up here, and I'm just like, man, this has been happening too long. I just have to sprint. So here's my pathetic sprint. I notched it up like an extra 200 watts, and I'm like, just my legs were already hurting here, so give me a break. But I think the group also slowed down a little bit because I'm finally able to make contact. It's hard to see what's going on here, but basically I think there's a group that either just attacked or is about to attack, and so I'm able to get back on. I mean, we're going 20 miles per hour in this falls flat. It's not like, it's not light speed. We got some other views here from my buddy Jim, who was there filming. So there goes the group off the front. I think this is right when I caught back on. And I'm just dying. I'm just totally dying. Shaking my head, waving. And then here's like a lap or two later. I think that the front group with the teen guys are just like socking it to us here. And I think this is with 1 lap to go or 2 laps to go, and this break is forming, and I'm not even aware this is happening. I'm just staring at the wheel in front of me, which is like the second to last wheel, and yeah, waiting for this to be over. Look at my face here. It's like, that is the face of that's like Dwayne Allman. Okay, so here we are going into the last lap, and I would like to pretend like there was something phenomenal that happened here. I was really thinking about doing something. I also knew there was like 6 guys up the road past this group, so it was kind of futile. And having done this much of the race without incident, I just kind of wanted to respect everyone else and not do anything stupid. So we'll fast forward here a bit. And magically, here we are. Here we are at the end of the race. All right. So stay tuned for my thoughts. Okay. We made it to the end of the Fit series. Thanks for watching. My final takeaways would be Yes, you can get fit in 30 days, but it is relative. One, I think that a build phase is very important, and in 30 days, it's tough to do that, right? If I'd gone straight into intervals, I don't think that I would have had enough recovery, and I think I actually would have been slower for my race. Two, equipment does make a big difference. I swapped out my wheels to some 28 millimeter GP 5000s on Roval CL2s, and previously I was using Roval Terra CLs with gravel tires, and that just instantly changed my speed, miles per hour. And I'm sure other changes that I could have made, lighter frame, better group set, etc., would make a big difference. Three, conditions matter, right? So I took rest days on every day it rained, and I think that's nice because you preserve your gear and you preserve your desire to go out and ride. But I also hadn't ridden out in the wet for, it's probably been years. So that definitely slowed me down on the day of the crit. I was not ready to ride in the rain. What are we at? 4. Handling and pack skills matter. So I didn't have a lot of group riding during my training. I didn't really do much during my training, and that's just a different psychological thing when you got somebody right in front of you and you got to guess what they're going to do. And then you have to kind of ride with other people. So going into the last point, I think that the ride type matters, right? I think in a race, when you're doing short, sharp efforts, it's very different than holding a consistent wattage for a set amount of time. So even if you expended however many kilojoules at the end of a ride, if one of them is a consistent 300 watts and then one is 200 watts with 600 watt intervals sprinkled in, the 600 watt interval thing is harder for me. I don't know if that's a physiological thing or just a fact of racing, but that is something that I wasn't quite prepared for, and I don't know how, going back to my first point, I would do that without having some kind of build phase. I think that riding in a group, riding on your own, and racing are all kind of different, or group rides are all kind of a different skill set. And to that, mountain biking is very different than road riding. A lot of my training was on the mountain bike, and there's definitely fitness involved with that, but there's a lot more flow, a lot more bike handling, and I don't know that that was the best training, but I was just doing whatever I could to get out on the bike, so I think it was worth it. But anyway, thanks for tuning in. This is the conclusion of the Fit Fast in 30 Days. Hope you enjoyed it. It took me a long time to get this last video out. Again, making videos on YouTube is really tough. That's probably the toughest part of this, because you have to take time to shoot, and then you have to edit, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, if you want to make a Fit Fast in 30 Days series, please do. And I can send you a template for thumbnails and all that kind of stuff if you need it. So thanks for watching.